There's Knight just returning, and Fletcher, the Essex batsman, and a very good young player, one of the most talented players in the country, is just on his way out to join Mushtaq Mohammed, the two white dots signifying the batsman at the crease. Fletcher has a very big future predicted for him in local cricket circles. Played a very good innings against the Australians last year, and I know that they have a very high opinion of him. 4 Essex players in the side today. Robin Hobbs is another that I'm very interested in because he's a leg spinner. And of course there's Knight and Trevor, the captain of the Cavaliers side. Now Fletcher will face Storey. Lofted it. It's a no ball. It's quite safe for a quick 2. Mushtaq running very well between the wickets. Called for 2 there. The rule they're playing under at the moment is that the bowler can put his foot on the crease. It's a nice tidy looking shot by Fletcher down to Hall. So originally the rule was that the bowler had to have his foot behind the popping crease, the batsman's crease, and now they've changed it, or given the bowler a bit more chance by letting him put his foot on the line. One sundry. Not a sundry at all. It's a run. They all count. Let's put them in the scorebook.
It beat him off the pitch there.
Look at the scoreboard. It tells us that the Cavaliers are 92 for 2, Mushtaq 20, and number 4 is Fletcher, the Essex batsman who's just come in. He's made 3 runs. 21 overs gone, 165 runs needed, 63 for victory. And there's a delightful stroke. That's a lovely shot, Leary.
Yes, but he's leaving his crease all the time to Barrington. And it's something you don't see today. And the ball is outside of the off stump. Watch it, he comes to it.
Mushtaq just taking strike to Barrington now. It's a lovely stroke again. 4 more runs. Takes Mushtaq onto 29. Very fine little player. Those test matches I was talking about that he played against England in 1962, he made 401 runs in the test series, which was a remarkable thing. He averaged 44.55. And that was in a season where Truman took 22 wickets, Statham 16, Coldwell 13, and David Allen 11. So the bowlers were well on top, but they went on top of Mushtaq. Let's have a look at the scoreboard, which tells us now that it's 102 for 2 for the Cavaliers. The Surrey 11, captained by Mickey Stewart, made 164. We've had 23 overs bowled already, there's 17 still to go, and there's 63 runs needed from the 17. It's Stewart Storey from the far end to the Essex batsman Keith Fletcher. That's one way of getting your bat clean, I suppose. Most of the players I know use sandpaper.
And Richie, when you have oil on your bat, the fast bowlers don't like it too much.
I think they just brought in a rule to say that fast bowlers are not allowed to use oil. I remember one or two used to use it from their hair and keep the ball glossy all day, Leary.
It still happens.
That's a lovely stroke. He's lofted into the outfield. If the wet ground doesn't hold it up, it's gone for 4. Gone for 4, and it's taken Mushtaq along to 33. Playing some very, very fine shots here today. He scored his 33 runs in half an hour, and the remarkable thing has been that he's looked so safe, although he's been playing shots all the time. Chasing 165 by the Surrey 11, the Cavaliers have 107 for 2. 5 to Fletcher, 33 to Mushtaq. And the way they're going at the moment, they're well ahead of the clock. It was round about this time that Surrey fell behind the clock. And they had 96 up in the same number of overs. So the Cavaliers have gone ahead of them. Now we've got a change in the bowling at the moment from this end. Reeves, the local player, the local Beddington player, is to take over from Barrington, whose 7 overs have cost 55 runs and might also have cost him a bowl in the test match on Wednesday, I would think. Very definite appeal there. Just that may have spun a little. Trevor Reeves is an off spinner. Fletcher's lofted that out. They'll get 2 runs. Goes out to Brown, the Beddington fieldsman, who gets it into long. Reeves has a very big reputation in club cricket. He's played for Surrey Seconds, regarded widely as being one of the best off spinners in club cricket today. Another lofted drive, but they'll only get 1 this time. Split out to Brown, picks it up and back to the bowler. Mushtaq hitting the ball very well and taking the Cavaliers along towards their 165 run total. 55 they need now, 110 for 2 the score stands. They've got plenty of overs in which to get them. Mushtaq himself has 33 at the moment. Crowd still staying on. Storey, who's bowling at the moment, doesn't do a great deal of bowling for Surrey. He's often used as a relief medium pacer for Gibson and Arnold, who are now the main bowlers. Brown, who returned that's had quite a bit of work to do today.
Yes. This is a good run. You know, I saw Fletcher make that 100 last year against your side, Richie, and it was really nice to watch. I'm all hoping with the emphasis being on bright cricket, nobody will try to curb him.
So of course this is always the problem, that if those who sit in the grandstand think that the fellow's playing too many shots, they do try and steady him down. On the contrary, I like to see the shots played and just let experience teach him when to play them. What a great little stroke that was.
Beautiful.
Very fine shot that.
Although, Richie, if the ball is moving a little bit, it may take the edge, but it's a lovely shot.
Yes, it may take the edge and it may go for 4, and I think that's what the game's all about, really. You've got to take the chance.
I agree with you.
.116 for 2. Fletcher had a little bit more of the strike in recent overs than Mushtaq. He's on 13 and Mushtaq on 34. Knight, the last player, made 41. 165 needed for victory. And there's still 14 overs to go. 49 runs to get. That's a beautifully placed stroke, and it's going to go for 4. Another 4 to Mushtaq. He hit it wide of Barrington at mid-on. Very sweetly timed and beautifully placed. Very talented player, this chap. I bet Northampton are looking forward to the time when he comes out of his apprenticeship. He's got to do this qualifying period. Lovely footwork here. You'll see when he moves his feet either forward or back. There he goes. Beautifully positioned for a magnificent stroke. Absolutely flashed through the covers. Beat Hall, the cover fieldsman, left him standing and applauding. And it's taken Mushtaq now onto 42. Cavaliers onto 124 for 2. It's a full toss, and he's hit it short of Barrington for a single. Barrington at mid-on. Task becoming easier now for the Cavaliers, with 12 overs to go. 12 overs to go and 40 runs needed. 3.5 an over, and it should be quite easy for them to get those. Stewart not setting any form of defensive field at the moment. Little single to Mushtaq. Getting close to his 50 now. He has 44 on the board. Another good stroke from Fletcher. All the pace taken off it by Griffin. Very good delivery from Storey there. Beat the batsman and beat Long as well. Long has given quite a good exhibition of keeping. He's a very neat keeper. Holds this our famous world record. Score at the moment, the Cavaliers 128 for 2, Mushtaq 44, and Fletcher is on 14.
And so Trevor Bailey really looks like being the first skipper of a winning Cavalier side in this series. This is the fourth we've played, and would you agree that it looks pretty well sewn up now, Trevor?
Well, I sincerely hope so. You never can tell with cricket, but it looks very, very comfortable.
What are the features of this game as we play it here today that appeal to you? I mean, are there any that you'd like to see incorporated in the present county cricket system at all?
Well, I think the most important thing we've had here today is good weather, and that I'd like to see regularly occur throughout the summer. It makes a very pleasant change from normal three-day cricket, and it's a far better type of play than the normal Sunday benefit game, which is often a little bit too easy going. It's very good fun, but I don't think anyone would like to see 40-over cricket played every day. It would be, and in fact, actually, very, very boring indeed.
Are you a complete traditionalist, then, where county cricket is concerned at the moment? Would you not alter it at all, other than in spirit, perhaps?
I'm reasonably a traditionalist. On the other hand, I've been on the Gillette Cup from the very, very first, and I was one of the people who helped to draw up the rules and so forth, and that has proved a great success. But I'm a little bit worried. I think there's not quite so much wrong with the game as a lot of people give out. I think it's a very, very good game as it is at the present moment. Obviously, there are things which some games are very dull, very, very poor to watch. On the other hand, there is a tremendous amount of very, very good county cricket played at the present moment.
So on balance, you'd think there's a place for both types during a 7-day week of cricket, really?
Oh, there's no question about that. If you cast away 3-day cricket and just played 1-day cricket, A, your standard would drop, and B, I think this is probably the most important thing of all. Everyone wants to see more spin bowlers, but you don't get spin bowlers in knockout cricket.
Well, thank you very much. I won't deny you the pleasure of seeing your side knock off the runs.
Thank you very much indeed.
134 for 2, Trevor Bailey's side at the moment. Chasing 164. Mushtaq has 48, and against Fletcher's name at the moment, there are 16 runs. Storey still continuing from the far end. Fletcher's a very compact player. There's a great deal of interest in comparison, the two styles of these two players. One from Pakistan playing off the back foot and moving his feet delightfully, and Fletcher a little more crease bound. And playing with bat considerably closer to pad than his Pakistan counterpart. Very high lofted shot, and he's gone if the fieldsman can get hold of it, and he's put it down. Parks has put it down. A very difficult catch. They've gone for 3 runs. 3 to Fletcher. Leary, I wouldn't have liked to have been underneath that one.
Well, Richie, when you take one like it, it's a good catch.
Quite right. Well, I wouldn't have liked to have been there, and I've had my net, so I'm going to hand back to Peter West. Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you very much, Richie. I said have a net, but I should have remembered that all great players, they don't need one. They come into the middle and start middling the ball straight away. So it's 137 for 2, and the number of overs remaining to be bowled, 10 exactly. And that is going to cost Mr. Corbett Woodall and Mr. Christopher Trace another 5 shillings. I make it £1 now, and I hope nobody's got his car dented. It could hit one of the Rothmans' cars. Oh well.
It's all in the game.
It was a fine shot, beautifully struck by Keith Fletcher. 143 for 2. It's a long carry out there. It's about 85 yards, I should say. Fletcher now has made 25. And fielders have been posted in outposts of Empire now. 3 of them out deep on the leg side for Reeves. I have some sympathy for Reeves, fine bowler in club cricket, having to bowl to cricketers of this quality. Well in too when he came on to bowl. 144 for 2, they need another 21 runs. And the Cavaliers at the moment sailing towards their first win of the series. One more down to Barrington. That brings Mushtaq on 49. They could have 2 runs here. .147 for 2. And he's fetched that from a long way outside the leg stump, and it's collected safely by Garner, local player in a fine field. So Fletcher keeps the bowling. 9 overs to go. So now the international Cavaliers want 17 to win after the last 9 overs. And Mickey Stewart in a spot here, in a real spot. He's giving Parks a bowl. This is Norman Parks. And he's going to bowl with a slip. 4 men on the leg side. Long leg, 3rd man. And the sun has gone in for a while. 30 to Fletcher. 149 for 2. $50 for Mushtaq Mohammed. I would say this is the best innings he's played yet for the Cavaliers in this series.
Yes, he played a beautiful knock.
Mushtaq has made his 50 in exactly even time. Hit 7 fours. Oh, that's a typical Mushtaq stroke. Tigerish shot. So quick to pick up the length.
Short of a length, he's behind the line, and he makes that shot. If the Derbyshire players yesterday could have made that shot, they would have won the match against Middlesex.
Four more in very much the same area. So he's now made 58, and it's 161 for 2, and they only want 4 more runs now, the Cavaliers. This is the last ball of the over. It might very well be it. Just the one. So it's 100 and the scoreboard must have been wrong. 160, am I right, Michael Fordham? Yes, they were in advance. It's 160 for 2 and 5 runs still wanted.
Well, each week Rothmans give a Man of the Match award of 20 guineas and a silver medallion, and Mr. Len Watson on my left here, a member of the Beddington Club, is chairman of the committee which is going to present it. How are your deliberations going? Are you inclining towards any one player at the moment?
We are, yes. We think that basically we've only got the batsmen to choose from, as nobody's done anything outstanding with the ball as bowlers, and really there are very few to consider at the moment.
Lovely. I think I know who you have in mind. The gentleman, our guest today, who's going to make the presentation is Mr. Stanley Hawkins, chairman of the Davis Club Selection Committee. Are you enjoying this style of cricket on your day off today?
I'm enjoying this very much indeed. I'm always happy when I'm near any kind of sport.
Well, we're within seconds, I'm sure, of a victory, so let's watch the cricket again. Thank you very much indeed.
Another single to Mushtaq. Makes him 60. 161 for 2. And a change of bowling at this end. Griffin is on again, having bowled 4 overs in his opening spell for 9 runs. That one moved in quite appreciably. Keith Fletcher of Essex, 31. 4 runs wanted. Looking round and finding a long leg just in front of the pavilion. An easy single. 162 for 2. 3 to win. And will he finish the deed in one fell swoop? Oh, well bowled. Just left him a little. He was aiming wide of mid-on, and they are going to get an overthrow. The ball cannoned off the wicket there. It was a good delivery by Neville Griffin. So it's 163 for 2. Surrey 11 made 164 for 5 off 40 overs, and there are still 7 overs after this in hand for the International Cavaliers, with the greatest of ease. And they've had to work hard in the last 3 matches, and that's it. 4 runs to mid-wicket, and the Cavaliers have won very comfortably indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to tell you that in
The final score, 167 for 2 wickets. 36 to Fletcher, 61 to Mushtaq.
There's a small boy here on the pavilion who's lost his mother. He won't give his name. If anybody's lost a small boy, will they come to the pavilion quickly, please?
Sir Leary, who do you think will get the Man of the Match award?
Well, it's between 2 people, Mushtaq and Edrich. And whoever is chosen, one could have no grouse, no objection at all. So that I am for one of them, and let the selectors choose.
Yes, I think that's a very fair comment. It's been a lovely innings by Mushtaq. On the other hand, Edrich set the tempo for the innings from the start. So Knight made 41, Headley 27, Mushtaq not out 61, Fletcher not out 36. And the bowling figures, Hall, 9 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 26, the only man to bowl his full stint of 9 overs. Griffin, 4.5 overs, 1 maiden, none for 16. Barrington, 7 overs, none for 55. Storey, 7 overs, no maidens, 1 for 27. Reeves, 4 overs, no maidens, none for 29. And Parks, 1 over, none for 12. And here is the man of the match. They've chosen John Edrich.
That's John Edrich. He's been presented something that...
Well, he's had a good weekend, Sir Leary, because he was the man of the match in the knockout yesterday for Surrey. And here he is again.
Yes, and on the last day of the Worcester-Surrey match, he was also the man of the match. Because although that Surrey couldn't make the runs that Worcester set them to make, I think they made a good public gesture by going for the runs. And Brian Ezrich played a tremendous innings and got nearly 70 or 80. He hit 6s, he hit 4s, he drove, he pulled, he cut, and in fact, I can't understand how anybody can say a man can be too aggressive.
And I think we can say that Mushtaq must have been a pretty close runner-up.
Oh yes, he had a beautiful innings. He uses his feet so well. He was never in trouble. He got the ball away. He hooked beautifully those last shots, 2 shots after his 50, a shot that is almost now extinct.